Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. This is a pretty small job, just 3 bedrooms, about 3 years old apparently. I didn't actually find any visible staining on it, and I've got this area rug over here, so this is a polypropylene. So I'm just going to use a two-way pad on this. So let's get cleaning. I did spray this one a little bit with trigger sprayer and some suspend. That's at 200 RPM right now. I'm not initially going along up to the edge because I'm trying to minimize the amount of overspray onto the floor. I'm not really concerned about it, but I don't want to be sloppy about it anyway. It's better not to do that if you can avoid it. I've got that there for dealing with it anyway, but the wet mop. So I'll go around the edges if it's needed. But first of all, we're just going to make sure I got the solution applied. And now we're go right around. I'm running a 15-inch pad driver. I used the 13-inch yesterday. I did a video on that doing my mudroom, and decided I actually really prefer the 15-inch. It just seems to work better, I think. Although there's times when I would probably use the 13, but not too often. Yeah, definitely wet enough. So now we're at 300 RPM. So that ends up being like, I think I figured out 18,000, I think, revolutions per hour on the carpet at 300. This carpet, this rug wasn't very soiled, but it is definitely brightening up. They have a cat, that I know, and at least one kid, if not 2. Actually, I think they only have 1 kid, come to think of it. I'm not concerned about the floor underneath here because I'm not penetrating through, I'm not saturating the carpet. That's not at all what we do. All we need to do is clean the carpet fiber without washing the dirt into the backing. That doesn't accomplish anything. As I've said before, you can't clean without water, but water is your enemy. You've got to remember that. There's a balance that you're looking for. That's what I'm meaning by that. Use enough to clean, don't use more than you need. Apparently that causes great confusion for some people when I said that, but I can't help that. There was actually very little overspray. There was a little bit, but very little. This sort of flings it out a little bit. Okay. All right. Now we'll do this room. This is a polyester, or it could be a triaxed actually. And I am cleaning, of course, with Nanomax at 2 ounces per gallon with 1,000 ppm of stabilized ClO2 in the tank as well. And I almost never, by the way, almost never put tabs under the legs of furniture if you're doing this right and controlling the amount of moisture you're putting down. The carpet dries so fast that there's no risk of any staining from the furniture legs. But if it was a antique, especially cherry wood, then you do. We don't see that very often anymore. That's pretty old school now. Not very many people are going to want cherry wood. Used to see it all the time. And if there's ever a furniture stain, it'll be cherry wood that would do it. Well, apparently the cat had pooped over in the corner over there, so I gave it a good spray with the stabilized, with the stabilized ClO2 in the tank, which is at 3,000 ppm, so that'll deal with bacteria and germs. The stabilized ClO2 is a hospital grade disinfectant, soft surface sanitizer, very effective at odors, although there's no odor there, but she wanted to make sure I did address that over there, so I made sure I gave it a good spray. Lift this up a little bit. I lowered it to go under the desk. one. I don't use the Tuways all that often, but sometimes they're the right choice in some cases, and I think this was the right choice. They ride very nicely under the rotaries. Actually, they're even under the OPs as well. But they're not as absorbent. But sometimes on certain carpets, they really do work very, very well. I did some polyester area rugs. I didn't record it, unfortunately, but last week, and they had a couple of little spots on them. Nothing visible as far as soiling, or virtually none anyway. There were about 5 of them. They weren't all that big, but I used the Tuway pads, and they came up absolutely black. It was like shocking how black they were coming up. So sometimes they are just the right choice. And again, it's just nice to have all these different choices, because there's, with a rotary, you can, the amount of choices you have is so great. It's much better than any other machine made. Everything from brushes that are combined with the pads, like the dirt napper, or the what do they call that? I don't remember what they call it. Anyway, there are a couple of different versions of it. Of course, yeah, different brushes, and of course all kinds of fiber pads, and all the different pads and bonnets, etc. You can run under the rotary. It just gives you such a great variety to choose from, and you as the operator, assuming you're a carpet cleaner, you come into the job and you look at it and go, okay, what do I think is going to work best for this particular situation? And having those options all the time, keeps you engaged and thinking, and you want to experiment with something, and yeah, this is working, or nah, this isn't the right one for this job. I think it keeps you kind of focused on what you're doing and keeps the interest up. At least I find it that way anyway. Carpet's surprisingly dry. I could actually get it wetter. Actually, what I'm finding, yeah, it's just damp, slightly damp. I'm finding is that but when I go to the high speed, it just dries the carpet almost right away. It seems to be quite interesting. So as you can see, what I'm doing is I generally go over it first with the machine set at the lower speed, and then I'll switch to the high speed and kind of work my way back out, as it were. Usually. You can, doesn't mean that's the way you always do it. You just kind of decide as you're doing the job what it requires or doesn't. And it's interesting how, you think all rotaries are the same, and actually that's not true. I mentioned the other day about this, that each machine has a different feel. Different balance, I guess. This is a very, very solid feeling machine. You can see the cat hair coming up. I did vacuum it, but it's still pulling up. Whole pile of cat hair here. Wow. It kind of weaves its way into the fiber. The pad is just pulling it up like crazy. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do the B-side. Ooh, that's what I was expecting to see. It's mostly coming out of this room. So we'll run over it with the B-side here. Really lifting the pile. I noticed when I looked at the carpet initially that, and I mentioned to the lady, it looked like the carpet was compressed quite a bit, which it is, but even this two-way pad is lifting it up wonderfully. It's not pressing it down, as some would claim that a rotary does. That's ridiculous. I've been at it now 30 years. With this rotary machine, and pile lifting is one of the things it does very well. I gotta get behind that door. Okay. Okay. Well, let's have a look at the pad. Look at the B-side here. Ah, you see, virtually nothing on there. It almost all entirely went on here, on the first side. That's pretty bad. All right. And that's a lot of cat hair. That was been pulling out most of that of this one here. So I'll let you go. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.